Hi students, welcome back. In this session, I am going to tell you about respiratory system in human. So, respiratory system. Human respiratory system. Human respiratory system includes respiratory passage, respiratory organs, and process of respiration. So, it includes respiratory passage, respiratory passage, respiratory organs, and process of respiration. Process of respiration. Process of respiration. Respiratory passage, respiratory organs, process of respiration. These are included in the human respiratory system. Let's start with respiratory passage. Respiratory passage includes external nostrils, nasal chambers, nasal chambers, nasopharynx, next one nasopharynx, and glottis, larynx, trachea. So respiratory passage includes external nostrils, nasal chambers, nasopharynx, glottis, larynx, trachea. These parts are included in the respiratory passage. Let me draw the diagram. See. These are the nostrils. So let's see. Respiratory passage includes external nostrils, right? External nostrils opens outside. These are the external nostrils. They are pair of external nostrils which are present, opens outside above the lip. So nostrils are present above the lip. How many nostrils? A pair of nostrils. These are the external nostrils. A pair of external nostrils are present lie above the upper lip. These external nostrils leads into a cavity called a nasal chamber. This is the nasal chamber. External nostrils are leads into the nasal chamber. There is a chamber called nasal chamber. These nasal chambers are actually they are pale. Actually, nasal chambers are separated by a septum, nasal septum. There is a nasal septum, nostrils. Inside the nostrils, there is a nasal chamber is present. So the chamber is divided into two by a nasal septum. So this is the nasal septum. So separated by nasal chambers are separated by a nasal septum. Nasal septum. Separated by a nasal septum. So these nasal chambers are opened and leads into a nasopharynx. This is the nasopharynx. Leads into a nasopharynx. Nasopharynx actually it is a common chamber for flow of food and passage of food and air. So it is a common passage for passage of air and food. We take the food through the mouth and we breathe air through the nose, right? So the air and food is passed through the common chamber called nasopharynx. So this is the common chamber. Common chamber for passage of air and food. Passage of air and food. It's a common chamber. So nasopharynx opens or leads into the larynx. Leads into the larynx through a glottis. This is the glottis. Opens into a larynx through a glottis. So nasopharynx opens into a larynx through glottis. The wall of the larynx is the sound box, commonly called as voice box. So the wall of the larynx contains a leaf-like flap. Flap means this is type of a cap. So this is glottis, right? Glottis, and this one is larynx. So there is a flap, a cap-like structure. Leaf-like cartilaginous flap. This is the leaf-like cartilaginous flap present or attached to the wall of the larynx, which prevents passage of food into the trachea. Passage of food into the trachea through glottis. So when the food enter into the mouth, when food enter into the nasopharynx, then this epiglottis, the leaf-like flap, epiglottis. Epiglottis closes the glottis to prevent the entry of food materials into the trachea. So it prevents the entry of food materials. So that part is called epiglottis, which is present at the wall of the larynx. Next, this larynx is a voice box, right? Larynx opens into a trachea. So these are the respiratory passages. So what are the respiratory passages? External nostrils, nasal chambers, nasopharynx, glottis, larynx, trachea. So these are the respiratory passages. So in this air passes through these passages. So external nostrils. How many external nostrils are there? Two. Two. The pair of external nostrils are present. External nostrils are present above the are located above the lip. Lip on the nose. So external nostrils opens into a cavity called nasal cavity. This cavity is divided by a nasal septum. Divided by a septum called nasal septum. So this nasal septum divides the nasal cavity into chambers. So these nasal chambers are lie above the palate. This is the palate in Telugu Angili. Okay, palate. So this nasal chamber lie above the palate. This is the palate. These nasal chambers are opened into the nasal cavity through internal nostrils. Through internal nostrils into the nasopharynx. Nasopharynx is the common chamber for passage of food and air. This nasopharynx leads into the larynx through a glottis, and larynx opens into the trachea. On the wall of the larynx, there is a specialized leaf-like flap is present. This flap is called epiglottis. This flap prevents the entry of food materials into the glottis. So this is about the respiratory passage. Next, respiratory organs. Next, respiratory organs. In humans, respiratory organs are a pair of lungs. Next, respiratory organs. Respiratory organs, a pair of lungs. Respiratory organs are a pair of lungs. They are located in the thoracic cavity. They are located in the pleural cavity in the thoracic cavity. So this is thoracic cavity. So in the thoracic cavity there is a pleural cavity which encloses the lungs. So lungs are located in the pleural cavity. Located in the pleural cavity. In thoracic cavity. So what is the location? Pleural cavity in the thoracic cavity. So they are paid and they are pinkish in color. Elastic and pinkish in color. They are elastic and pinkish in color. They are pair of lungs which are located in the pleural cavity in the thoracic cavity, and the color is pink and they are elastic in nature. And these respiratory organs have the parts. Let's see what are they. So trachea. the nasal pharynx opens into the larynx, larynx opens into the trachea, right? So the trachea enters on the trachea on the thoracic cavity. They are divided into two branches. So the trachea, this one is trachea. Trachea. On enter into the thoracic cavity, they divided into two branches. They divided into two branches called branchioles. Branchi. So trachea on enter into the thoracic cavity, they divided into two branches. These branches are called bronchi. Each bronchus divided into divided into number of branches. They enter into the lungs. Once they enter into the lungs, so there is a pair of lungs. So once trachea enter into the thoracic cavity, they are divided into two branches. These branches are called bronchi. These bronchi, each bronchus, singular is the bronchus. Bronchus enter into the lungs. They divided into several branches. Number of branches. They divided into number of branches. These branches are called bronchioles. This number of branches are called bronchioles. The number of branches are called bronchioles. These bronchioles again divided into small ducts. These are alveolar ducts, divided into ducts. So bronchioles divided into number of branches, branches called, they are divided into branches called alveolar ducts. Alveolar ducts opens into they leads into the alveolar sac. Alveolar sac. These alveolar sacs contains numerous air-like chambers called alveoli. Actually, this alveolar sac looks like bunch of grapes. Bunch of grapes. Bunch of grapes. It looks like bunch of grapes. It contains number of chambers, number of small chambers, small sacs called alveoli. In this alveoli, gaseous exchange occurs. Eight sacs. So alveolar sac contains number of 8 sacs, numerous 8 sacs. These 8 sacs are called alveoli. In the alveoli, gaseous exchange occurs. So in the trachea, the wall of the trachea contains a C-shaped cartilage rings. C-shaped cartilage rings. Trachea and bronchi also contains C-shaped cartilage rings. They contain C-shaped cartilage rings. Remaining bronchioles and alveolar ducts are not having any cartilage rings. They don't have cartilage rings. Only trachea and bronchi contains is made up of C-shaped cartilage rings. So larynx is opened into the trachea. This is larynx. Larynx opens into the trachea. Trachea on entering into the thoracic cavity, they divided into two branches. These branches are called bronchi. Each bronchus enter into the lungs. And divided into number of branches called bronchioles. These bronchioles again divided into small branches. These small branches are called alveolar ducts. These alveolar ducts opens into the alveolar sacs. Alveolar sacs looks like bunch of grapes. There is a bunch of grapes. So these alveolar sacs contains numerous 8 sacs are called alveoli. In this alveoli, gaseous exchanges occur. So this is the respiratory organs in the human body. Mechanism of breathing. Breathing involves two stages, inspiration and expiration. Involves two stages, inspiration and expiration. Inspiration means intake of atmospheric air into the body, into the lungs. It's called inspiration. Releasing of alveolar air into the atmosphere from lungs is called expiration. So breathing involves two stages. They are inspiration and expiration. Inspiration is the intake of air into the lungs. Expiration is the release of alveolar air into the atmosphere. So these are the inspiration and expiration. Actually, this breathing mechanism occur actually the movement of air into the body or outside the body is occur due to the pressure gradients between lungs and atmosphere. So every molecule, every molecules or gas molecules travels from higher pressure to lower pressure. That's why they move from higher pressure to lower pressure. There is a gradient. Gradient means there is a difference in the pressure differences. So pressure differences. So this pressure difference allows the air from the atmosphere into the body, into the lungs. So the breathing is occurs due to the pressure gradient in between lungs and in between lungs and atmosphere. So there is a pressure gradient. The movement of the air into and outside of the body is due to the pressure gradient between lungs and atmosphere. So breathing takes place. So breathing involves inspiration and expiration, both systems. So in inspiration, actually what happened during inspiration, what happened? The pressure in the lungs decreases. The pressure in the lungs decreases due to the so the pressure in the lungs is called, first of all, pressure in the lungs. Here, pressure in the lungs called intrapulmonary pressure. Intrapulmonary pressure. The pressure in the lungs called intrapulmonary pressure. So during inspiration, actually what happened? The intrapulmonary pressure decreases as a result of increasing the volume of the thoracic cavity and the pleural cavity. So once the volume of the pleural cavity and thoracic cavity increases, this increase of the volume leads to the decrease of the pressure in the lungs. This pressure is called intrapulmonary pressure. Due to the pressure decrease, the intrapulmonary pressure decreases lesser than the outside of the body, means atmosphere. So then the air from atmosphere travels and enter into the lungs. So the lungs contain intrapulmonary pressure. When the pressure decreases, in the atmosphere, this is atmospheric pressure. Low atmospheric pressure. Sorry, high atmospheric pressure. So once volume increase, when the intrapulmonary pressure decreases in the lungs than the atmosphere. So in the atmosphere, high pressure is there. So then the air from atmosphere enter into the lungs due to the pressure gradient in between the lungs and atmosphere. But in expiration process, the pressure in the means intrapulmonary pressure increases in the lungs. That lungs are is higher than the atmosphere. So it's the intrapulmonary pressure in the lungs is higher than the atmosphere. Now the air from the lungs released into the atmosphere. So this process is expiration. So in detail, I am going to tell you about inspiration. So next, inspiration. So how inspiration occurs? In the inspiration means intake of air into the lungs called inspiration. So intake of air into the lungs called inspiration. So in this inspiration process, first what happens? The diaphragm and in external intercostal muscles. Intercostal muscles. Intercostal muscles contract. But what happened? The muscles, external intercostal muscles, these costal muscles are present in between the ribs. They are present in between the ribs. They are external intercostal muscles and diaphragm. Diaphragm is present below the lungs. In the thoracic cavity. So diaphragm is the semicircular shaped. This is semicircular cartilaginous diaphragm. So this diaphragm and external intercostal muscles contract. They are contract. So due to this contraction of diaphragm and external intercostal muscles, the thoracic cavity increases. The space of the thoracic cavity increases. Now it leads to the volume in the thoracic cavity increases. So this is the diaphragm. So diaphragm present below the lungs. So this diaphragm and rib and external intercostal muscles contract. This diaphragm contracts. Due to the contraction of this diaphragm, the thoracic cavity volume increases. So this is this diaphragm contracts. The volume in the thoracic cavity and also the pleural cavity. The volume in the pleural cavity also increases. So the pressure. So that's why the pressure in the lungs, intrapulmonary pressure in the lungs decreases. The pressure in the lungs due to the increase of volume. The pressure in the lungs decreases. Due to this decrease of pressure intrapulmonary pressure decrease, then the air passes into the liver. So sorry, passes into the body, the lungs. So this is the process of inspiration. In expiration, so in diaphragm and external intercostal muscles contract. The volume of the thoracic cavity, thoracic and pleural cavity increases. Pleural cavity increases due to the increase of the volume of the thoracic and pleural cavity. So it leads to the decrease of intrapulmonary pressure. Pulmonary pressure. It results pulmonary decreases of intrapulmonary pressure than the atmosphere. This pressure than the atmosphere. Atmosphere. Due to this results air moves from into the lung from atmosphere. So this is the process of inspiration. Next, expiration. In expiration, what happens? This diaphragm, the contracted diaphragm and external intercostal muscles relaxed. Due to the relaxation of external intercostal muscles and diaphragm, the diaphragm reaches their original state. So, expiration. In expiration process, diaphragm and external intercostal muscles relaxed. Due to the relaxation of this diaphragm and intercostal muscles, reach their original state. This leads to decrease in the volume of thoracic cavity and nasal cavity. So this leads due to the decrease the volume of thoracic and nasal cavity leads increase the pressure It increases the intrapulmonary pressure. So increases the intrapulmonary pressure. Due to this pressure increase, pressure is higher than the pressure is higher in the lungs than the atmosphere. So the air from alveoli and released into the atmosphere. They increase the intrapulmonary pressure than the atmosphere. So this leads the passage of air the air moves from lungs into the outside atmosphere. So this is the process of expiration. So this is the mechanism of breathing in human